Welcome to Audio 101. I'm Travis Carey, Project Manager and Lead Audio Engineer for ATX Event Systems. I'm going to give you a quick overview of everything audio for live events. I won't be going into great detail, but I'll be going over all the different elements of an audio system to hopefully give you a better understanding of how everything works. We'll start with the audio console. This is what you see at the front of house or tech table in most situations. Think of it as the control center of the audio system. It takes inputs and sends them to outputs. We'll go over different types of each in the next few slides. It controls the volume levels of each of these inputs and of each outputs, and the equalization of inputs and outputs as well, the highs, mids, and lows. Audio consoles range in size from small, just a few channels, up to 64 channels and more for larger audio events. Outputs are where the audio console sends the audio signal. It can send audio to different things like the main speakers, to a recording device, or to in-ear monitors and floor monitors. In-ear monitors and floor monitors are designed for the same function so that the performer or presenter can hear what they're doing and what is happening in the room. You might also hear floor monitors referred to as wedges or fold-back monitors. In a conference situation, a fold-back would be so that a person on stage would be able to hear somebody doing Q&A in the audience. And in-ear monitors are typically used in live music situations. There are several types of speakers, so we'll talk about some of the more common ones you're going to encounter in an event situation. Line array speakers are more powerful and higher quality audio speakers. You see these for very large events or even smaller events where the audio quality is very important. They can be rigged or ground stacked. You'll see the pictures on the bottom right. Being rigged is ideal because the audio is coming from above and there's nothing to get in the way or obstruct the audio. But there are times when rigging isn't possible, either due to budget concerns, the building, or it could be outdoors. There's a number of reasons, so you can still ground stack a line array system if you have to. Conventional speakers you'll see single, either rigged or on a stand around a room. And those same type of speakers are what are used for your monitors or foldback. Now let's talk about inputs. Inputs could be microphones, instruments, computers, or anything used for playback. An iPod, an iPad, MP3 players, all sorts of things. Anything that can put out music to a headphone jack you can plug into an audio console. There are many different types of microphones. Let's talk about some of the most common ones that we encounter. Your handheld or wireless handheld can be wired. Typically you have a wireless. They're used for better sound quality and they have a higher gain before feedback. All that means is you're able to turn it up louder before you start having feedback issues in the room. Now, a lavalier microphone gives you more freedom. You can move around the room, you can use your hands, you don't have to worry about how you're holding the mic. It takes all the effort out of it for the presenter. They do pick up more audio. They're designed to pick up everything around it. So that's why you have more feedback with lavalier microphones, and it's a better idea to keep them behind the speakers on a stage rather than out in the crowd where the speakers are pointed at them. There are some specialty microphones used for different reasons. Like a drum microphone, you can see the bottom right-hand corner. That microphone is used for a bass drum or kick drum. It's got a larger diaphragm and it just takes more to recreate those bass waves. The one above that is a condenser microphone. This is used for a lot of percussion, for crowds, anything we need to pick up a large area of sound. You would use a condenser microphone. When it comes to handheld microphones, there's a correct technique when using the mic. You want to talk directly into the microphone, keeping it only a few inches away from your mouth, and you need to speak up. As you can see in the image below, it shows the correct technique, the second one where it's still usable, and the third one when somebody forgets they're holding it, it starts to drop down, and it makes it harder to use at that point. Remember, using a microphone correctly will only enhance the audio experience of any event. During most events, you have typically two members of your audio team. Let's talk about the first member, the A1. He's your person in charge of everything audio. They're the ones who oversee the setup, and they also tune the system, making sure the room doesn't have any strange resonant frequencies and that you get the most out of your microphones without getting any feedback. And they're also the ones who operate the console during the event, hitting all the cues, turning microphones up. You'll see them at the front of house or tech table. It's the A2's job to do everything that the A1 can't, whatever he has to do to keep the A1 in front of the console to make sure the show is running smoothly. His primary function is microphone management. He's the person who mics up presenters, takes them off, keeps them with fresh batteries, checks wireless frequencies to make sure there's no interference with microphones in the room. He's also there for system troubleshooting should there be any problems during the show. He can run and check on things so the A1 can stay at the console. He's the second command, which becomes very important during setup and teardown to have another set of eyes and ears and help with the crew to make sure things go smoothly. Some events with very small audio systems or few microphones that don't need a lot of management, you might not have an A2, you just have one audio individual, an A1, doing all the work. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. If you have any questions or to discuss anything audio related, you can contact me via email, travis@atxes.com. Thank you.